Now at 9, President Biden spent the day assessing hurricane damage in the southern states. Hear what he promised to the American people.
And the new park had its grand opening on Tuesday. Find out more about this new addition to our community.
And Pokemon fans joined forces yesterday to find elusive Pokemon. Take a look at how you can get involved.
And the strike between port workers and the U.S. Maritime Alliance is over. Learn the details of their arrangement.
And I am tracking some warmer and some sunny temperatures. This is NewsLink Indiana.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, thanks for being with us. I'm Demar Robinson.
And I'm Eli Grasham. In Tennessee tonight, 3 of 5 former Memphis police officers were convicted in the 2023 deadly beating of Tyree Nichols.
Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith were found guilty of witness tampering. Nichols was accused of running from a traffic stop after being pepper sprayed and tased. He died 3 days after the beating. All of them were convicted of at least one charge, but Bean and Smith were acquitted of civil rights charges. Haley was acquitted of violating Nichols' civil rights causing death, but was convicted on a lesser charge. Meanwhile, the other 2 officers, Desmond Mills and Emmett Martin, both testified and took plea deals.
The strike at the ports along the nation's east and Gulf coasts is over. The International Longshoremen's Association and the United States Maritime Alliance announced they reached a tentative deal on wages this evening. The U.S. Maritime Alliance represents shipping companies and port authorities. A source says the agreement on wages amounts to a $4 per hour raise for each year of the 6-year contract. The union agreed to extend the contract that expired earlier this week until January 15th while the full agreement is worked on. As a result, the 50,000 union members will return to the job tomorrow. The tentative deal would still need to be ratified by rank-and-file members before it goes into effect.
President Joe Biden traveled to Florida and Georgia this morning to survey storm damage caused by Hurricane Helene. Biden made stops in Tallahassee and Perry, where he toured the devastation from his helicopter. The president headed to Valdosta, Georgia in the afternoon to meet with officials and discuss recovery efforts. This comes after Biden approved additional federal funding for the state. Biden visited the Carolinas yesterday to see the impacted communities there. There, he promised that the federal government will help those affected by Hurricane Helene.
The United States, the nation, has your back. The nation has your back. We're not leaving till you're back on your feet completely. My heart goes out to everyone who has experienced the unthinkable loss, but we're here for you.
At least 200 people have died due to Hurricane Helene. And of course, while the hurricane right now currently is going down in the southern states, we did get a glimpse of that here in the Midwest a couple weeks ago.
Yes, it came through, gave us some wetness to after a few dry days, and it's good to see some of that cooler temperatures coming in.
Hunter, here's the weather.
Well, we've been cool for the past few days, but we're slowly going to start warming up again. Right now it's 62 degrees in Muncie, and it'll become actually warmer, like I mentioned, above average temperatures for the week ahead, especially for the football game coming up on Saturday. And what I'm tracking, we're tracking this dry spell, some clear and sunny conditions, but we got some crisp fall nights ahead in my full forecast.
Thank you, Hunter. The Store Woods community has recently cut the ribbon for a new city park. NewsLink Indiana's Kamara Munn reports.
Every time we drive by now, there's people playing pickleball, there's families, gathering at the picnic tables, eating, and there's kids. It's just becoming a real neighborhood gathering place when we really didn't have that anymore.
A brand new city park recently had its grand opening and is now open to the public. Where Storer Woods Elementary once stood is now a 34 subdivision lot called Storer Estates. In collaboration with Muncie Sanitary District, this project will address the area's drainage issues and provide more housing for Muncie residents. With the shortage of parks in Muncie's northwest side, the initial plan was to build a playground for the neighborhood. With the help of funding from Muncie Redevelopment Commission, or MRC, and Mayor Reinauer's Edit Fund, this park will become a city park of Muncie.
I'm thrilled with the way it looks. I love the trail that's around. We've been watching people use that for some time, and you know, it all promotes good getting outdoors, enjoying nature.
Jeff Howe, the director of MRC, said the collaborative process was steadfast and recognized the drive everyone had in their eyes.
Great partnership. You know, everybody wanted to see good things happen, so everybody was really can do. How do we get it to happen? And just trying to be good partners and making sure that everybody was doing things to move the project forward in a positive way.
Store Woods and West Briar neighborhoods were able to come together and discuss what they had in mind for this park. Brian Ellsworth, an architect in the neighborhood, could not pass up on this opportunity to design the park with the help of his neighbors.
I tried to take as many of those ideas as I could, keeping it as on budget as I could, and draw the floor plans, draw the renderings. We did 3D models of everything to come back and show the neighbors a first pass of what it could look like.
Store Woods Park is a step forward in restoring the area that was abandoned and for some held so many nostalgic memories. Now open to the community, new and familiar families can create new memories. In Muncie, Kamara Munn, NewsLink, Indiana.
More parks are being created according to Mayor Ridenauer. Progress is still being made within the Storer estates.
Friendships were made, Pokemon were caught, and a lot of bragging rights were earned. Ball State's Pokemon Club was buzzing with excitement yesterday.
The Pokemon Trainers Union hosted a 3-hour hangout where trainers scoured the campus in search of exclusive shiny Pokemon. From pink Gengars to golden Magikarps, it was a shiny showdown. But members say that the club offers more than that.
Well, I've always really enjoyed talking with like-minded people, because I've always found it kind of hard to connect with people. So bonding with people over similar interests was always very the easiest way to do it.
Friends can be hard to find and catch, but this president wanted to create a space where the chances of that were boosted. When asked, the president wanted to share this.
This organization is just to get all the nerdy people together that like Pokemon and enjoy it, so we can talk with each other and have camaraderie with one another.
You can follow the Pokemon Club on NewsLink and join them in Teachers College, room 108, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. In Muncie, Corey Shaw, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Corey. Looks like the Pokemon Club is not only helping students catch shiny, but also new friendships. Whether you're battling for bragging rights or just looking to connect with fellow trainers, there's a spot for everyone. Gotta catch them all, and maybe even a few new friends along the way. I guess you really can be the very best like no one ever was, at Ball State, that is.
Coming up, former President Donald Trump and former First Lady Melania Trump have spoken out about their opinions. See what's new about their standings on certain policies.
And updates to government aid will cause a sigh of relief for SNAP card holders. Learn about the changes to the aid.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Man, it's lonely. Going through life lonely. There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Welcome back. Former President Donald Trump says he would revoke temporary protected status for the Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio, and deport them if he is reelected. He made the comments in an interview with News Nation. Temporary protected status shields migrants from deportation and allows them to live and work in the country for a limited period of time. Some received that protection after the Biden-Harris administration expanded the number of Haitians eligible in June. Others have been living in the U.S. with temporary protected status since before the Biden-Harris administration. During the Trump administration, the Department of Homeland Security was aggressive in ending a number of temporary protected status designations that had been on the books, in some cases, for decades.
Former First Lady Melania Trump revealed in her new memoir that she backs abortion rights. According to excerpts from the book obtained by The Guardian, the former First Lady wrote, "Restricting a woman's rights to choose whether to terminate an unwanted pregnancy is the same as denying her control over her own body." She noted that this has been her position her entire adult life. She also wrote in the book that it is imperative that a woman is able to make her own choice about having children without any intervention or pressure from the government. The book is set to be released on October 8th, just a month before Election Day.
People who use the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP, will soon see a slight increase in their benefits. Formerly known as the Food Stamp Program, the increase in SNAP benefits comes from a cost of living adjustment set to take effect this month. Households will see benefits increase by a few dollars per month. The increase will be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Guam to offset higher food prices. The update comes with changes to income eligibility for the program. The net monthly income threshold for the family of 4 will increase from $2,500 to $2,600. This comes as the federal government reports that the weekly jobless claims moved slightly higher last week and expect that number to grow.
I am tracking warm temperatures in our area. How high will it get this weekend? Coming up in my full forecast.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
When tornadoes touched down in parts of our viewing area, NewsLink Indiana kept you informed days in advance.
You do need to be seeking shelter.
Marginal risk of severe weather.
And days after.
The roof has been ripped completely off of this house,
giving you a first-hand look at the communities affected.
When your neighbors lose their house and you don't, how lucky you are.
The first to alert you of severe weather before it happens. NewsLink Indiana Weather.
Can't believe you're doing this alone.
I've done it before.
I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back. Hurricane Helene is leaving thousands of people scrambling to salvage what they can from the storm. Check out this video showing the extent of the damage in North Carolina. Chris Faber captured this video from his third-story apartment Asheville, North Carolina. He says he saw trees, shipping containers, and complete buildings wash by, including what appears to be the exterior wall of a building seen here. That debris was confirmed to be at least part of a local tea business, which lost everything to Helene. The owner says she thought moving everything at least 3 feet above the ground would be enough to avoid floodwaters. She had no idea her entire building would be swept away.
And we're just really just going to keep those thoughts and the prayers of the victims of this hurricane and the personnel as well who are on site. But going into Indiana, we had some impacts. We had a lot of rain, but now we're looking at some cooler temperatures, at least for this evening here. It's 62 degrees in Muncie, but panning into our hometown areas, mostly actually dropping into the upper 50s, 58 in Newcastle and 53 in Marion, in which we're actually gradually warming up. We're having this warm trend happening for at least the next few days ahead. We're 4 degrees warmer than we were last night, in which you'll feel it tomorrow as well. But we have nothing but clear skies in our viewing area, not even a cloud in sight, and we are going to really enjoy that. Make sure to even have that window open tonight as we have some cooler air arriving, at least for tonight. We're going to start out with 58 degrees at 11 p.m. with calm winds from the south, bringing it up to 52 for your low tonight, for those who are getting up at 5 a.m. for that morning commute. But going into tomorrow, it'll be 72 degrees with winds north-northwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. So we're definitely going to see that increase in wind. Unlike today, it was calm, it was nice. So definitely, if you have any outdoor activities, factor in that wind in case you're playing that frisbee on the quad tomorrow. But with that being said, we had that rain pushing through. It did not ease the drought monitor that much for at least the northern part of our viewing areas, such as Portland and Blackford, who are under a moderate drought. Most of Delaware County is under dry conditions, so we're really hoping maybe having some rain Sunday can ease that drought monitor for our viewing area. But for the month of October, we see about 3 inches of rain for this time of the season, in which, as you know, the last 3 days, we haven't seen any accumulation. So we're hoping eventually the pattern will switch, that we will have some rain in our forecast. But heading into this weekend, nothing but clear skies for family weekend at Ball State as we have kickoff at 2 p.m., which hopefully the Cardinals will take home a win, especially for the families that are visiting Ball State campus with their students. But we'll have a cold front push through Sunday evening, potentially bringing some rain and some clouds into Monday evening. But like I mentioned here, we're going to start to have a warm trend this weekend with a chance of precipitation, 20% chance on Sunday with a high of 81 degrees. But we'll slowly start to trickle down just slightly into the 60s. But those cool morning lows is going to be something that we're going to look at in the 40s.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that fall weather. I know we've kind of getting a little bit of that today.
Yeah, it felt pretty nice today.
Very nice walk to campus.
Oh, it was outstanding. I was able to wear pants today, which was nice.
I wore shorts, but I know for my fits coming up a couple weeks from now, I'm going to start wearing some flannels.
Yeah, you'll eventually rotate that closet with those extra layers.
Thank you, Hunter. There's a lot more to get into in NewsLink, Indiana. Jake has a preview of sports.
A new club sport flies into the nest, plus a spring sport gets an early start. All this and more next in sports.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming. When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality.
Oh, wait.
Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jake Dickman with sports. There's a new club on campus, and if you've been by the rec, you may have seen them practicing. The Cardinals Lacrosse Club has started up this year and is welcoming anybody who wants to play, no matter the level of skill. While the team was formed last semester, it wasn't until the fall that the games could begin. The offseason started with a scrimmage against the Butler Bulldogs this past Saturday. And next for the Cardinals is a tournament at the University of Louisville, aptly named the Cardinal Classic. The team also has a tournament planned at Northern Illinois against the Huskies. Even though the squad gets to compete against other colleges, some athletes are just excited to get out and play the sport they love.
I just miss the sport so much. I know a lot of other colleges have it, and I mean, just being able to get back on the field is fun. Like, I haven't played since, I'm a junior now, and I haven't played since like my senior year of high school, and I love the game so much. So I'm just glad to like be back on the field.
You can catch the team out on the Rec Center turf field every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. To pitch things over to the diamond, Ball State baseball is starting to get into the swing of things with fall ball taking place. NewsLink Indiana's Xander Woods stepped up to the plate to discuss and more.
As the beginning of the fall months is underway, so is Ball State baseball as they use this time to get the team ready for the spring season.
Yeah, the fall is a very important time in anybody's program in the sense of we have 20 new players that we've got to integrate into our culture. And so it's a time of team building, it's a time of development, it's a time of evaluation, and it's time of getting better.
And with the team that has so many new pieces, getting better has been one of the overarching messages during this time of the year, where it has clearly been reverberated throughout the clubhouse, as players have seemed to have adopted Coach Maloney's philosophy.
We've played a couple teams so far. We got one more next week, the 12th against Butler, and so we just treat these games as a new opportunity to mesh as a team and get better. Like we say, try to get better 1% every day.
With a head coach like Rich Maloney, it's pretty hard not to get better every day with the expectations he has for his players based on the success had during his tenure here at Ball State.
Well, our expectation is always to win. I mean, that's why you put in all the time you do. And we've been fortunate to be normally first or second for many, many years. We were runner-up in the tournament in the last 4 years. We've either won the tournament or been runner-up. So, you know, we've been very, very fortunate. With that being said, each team's a new team. And the challenge for every coach that's in the league is to become the best team that you can be and for each player to be the best version of themselves.
In Muncie, Xander Woods, NewsLink, Indiana.
To send it over to the gridiron, Ball State football takes on the Western Michigan Broncos at the Shoe this Saturday. Both squads enter this game with a 1-3 record, as Ball State hopes to stay undefeated at home, while Western Michigan hopes to pick up their first road win of the season. After a season-opening win against Missouri State, the Cardinals look to snap their 3-game losing streak on Family Weekend. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. Saturday and will be the first of back-to-back MAC games for the Cards before flying to Tennessee to take on Vanderbilt. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to have Family Weekend. It's always fun to have the family up, watch a little bit of football, maybe do a little bit of tailgating beforehand, and just great to see everyone.
Well, same here. I have my mom coming down, my dad, aunts, uncles. It's to the point where I think my mom and my dad kind of don't really want to come down because they kind of have different views on what they're going to do with me. My dad wants to watch football, my mom wants to cook with me. Split household with that. So.
Coming up, learn how a quiet game made a loud change to their tournaments.
And we have one final look at weather. Sorry.
attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I'm Stephanie Weaver, and this is your campus coverage. Yesterday, the Ball State Chess Club hosted a chess tournament for all students. This tournament wasn't your stereotypical silent chess tournament. Whether you're a professional chess player or know nothing about chess, it didn't matter. Players at the tournament were from different skill levels. The room was filled with music, laughter, and encouragement. Overall, participants appeared to thoroughly enjoy their night playing this historical game.
I think Chess Club is one of those clubs that is kind of like made. It's already like one of those that are like very classic, very original kind of clubs to have in or like a school, like an organization. And so I tried looking up on NewsLink, and there wasn't a chess club. And so I looked up and I was like, well, I might as well do it then.
If you are interested in playing chess or simply learning the basics, check out Checkmate Cardinals on Wednesdays from 6 to 8 p.m. They can be found in room 140 in the Whittaker Business Building.
And man, I know nothing about chess, but I've always thought it was fascinating with the game.
Well, I know a little bit, like some of the powerful pieces. When it comes to teamwork, the king and the queen are really great together.
Yeah, well, I would want a piece of pizza if I went there, but now we're kind of looking at our final look at weather. Let's go to Hunter now.
Thank you,
with
Stephanie.
this.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is the great weekend to, enjoy those outdoor activities or even play chess outside. Swinging into Friday, we're going to start out with 77 degrees, perfect weather conditions, not a cloud in sight. But as we go into a Saturday for a welcome family weekend, it's going to be perfect, 78 degrees for the kickoff, and hopefully, again, the Cardinals will win this Saturday. On Sunday, we're going to have that rain chance as that cold front pushes through, being 81 degrees, and we will slowly start cooling off into the 60s.
And that's all for tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 8 with me and Eli for our sister show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather, streaming on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.